Hey everybody, and welcome to your differential equations class. I'm your instructor, Katrin Shank. I'm a professor of physics here at Randolph College. And we should have a pretty good class. Now, this class is what we call asynchronous, right? Which means that you do not have to be on Zoom with me at any point, but we do have deadlines in the class, and I'm going to walk you through how everything works. Okay, so let's take a look. You'll see a video, this video actually, you'll see here when it's ready, but this is the old one. Okay, so first of all, just how to get in touch with me, right? You can email me, there are office hours. The best thing to do, however, is to text me, okay? So again, if you want to get hold of me, texting me is the best, but if you text me late, I may not get back to you, that night. Okay. FYI. All right. And office hours are on Zoom. All right. So let's take a look at what you need for this class. You need access to the book and to WebAssign. So right here, when you click on this, it's going to take you to Cengage, and it should just automatically it's going to ask you to log in and to purchase WebAssign for the class. And that comes with this book, okay, the differential equations book that we use, an ebook version of it. If that doesn't work, I would try manually putting in this Randolph 55605544 to enroll. If that doesn't work, call Cengage. They have a really good team of people who will help you get enrolled in the class. Okay, but anyway, you do need to do that. That's the first thing that you should do. Okay, well, how do you even get to this page? Let's talk for a second. So this page is on Moodle. And so to get there, you would type moodle.randolphcollege.edu. And then you need to log in with your Randolph College credentials. If you feel like, well, I've never heard of this, you may not be getting this announcement if you can't get into your Randolph email. But if you have trouble logging in with your Randolph credentials into this Moodle page, please call the help desk at Randolph, which is 434-947-8000, and then you ask for the help desk, IT help desk. The way that you log in is with the first part of your Randolph College email. That's your username, right before the @ sign, that's your username. And then your Randolph College password. And you should be able to see this course. Okay. So when you see that course, let's go through what it looks like. So first of all, we have a schedule, and we have a regular book, and then this is a highly recommended supplemental text, which is for an ebook copy, probably $10 on Amazon. It just has a lot of worked through problems, like full solution to problems, which is such a great tool for figuring stuff out. I highly recommend it. And every single time that we go through a particular subject, I point you to the right sections in this book, right? Okay. You don't have to, but it's a really good idea. All right, so let's look at the schedule. So in general, it's pretty simple. There are two homeworks due on WebAssign every week, covering the chapters that we cover. We don't cover every chapter in the book. We jump around a little, okay? And then there's two tests and a final, okay? And the tests and final are open book and open note, okay? So you're not allowed to go onto the internet or ask ChatGPT how to solve the problem, okay? That's a big no-no, okay? But you can look at your notes, you can reference your book, etc. Okay. And these are scheduled here and here. Now be aware that when they open, which is usually like a week before, something like that before, you can't just go look at them because once you start to look at one of these tests, the timer starts. Okay. For instance, there's 3 hours for this, 3 hours for this, and 4 hours for this. Um, and then so you can't start them without the timer starting, and then you can't really go look at them, right? So don't start them until you're ready to really do the test. Okay, let's take a look at how these look. So we're organized by week. We have 5 weeks. So for instance, here's the first week, and it kind of walks you through what you should do. Getting starting assignment, that's due on that very first day because that's to make sure that you get yourself an account, to make sure that you know how to use WebAssign, because very soon, right, 2 days later, the first chapter's homework is due. And I kind of break it down here, right? Watch the lecture on chapter section 1.1 and 1.2, and then do the homeworks in that chapter that pertain to those sections. so that you're not doing all of the homework for chapter one in one sitting, right? So you can do it as you go. So you watch a lecture, do a little bit of homework, right? I feel like that's better. You don't have to do it that way, but I feel like the schedule, if you stuck to it, would be good. And then there's always a link to the web assign for you, but you could just bookmark it. Okay. And the lectures are they're just videos, right? Going through the chapter, lots of examples. And then you can see, right? I'm telling you that if you want to do supplementary work to understand chapter one, Shalm's chapter one is a good place to go. And this kind of works. You can see I go through each one, right? Okay. So that's kind of how that works. And then week two, very similar setup, right? Okay. And then it's not till week three where we have a test. And you see, here's a test and it says, hey, you better finish that test. Notice there are deadlines, right? There are deadlines for the homeworks. There are deadlines for the tests. Okay. And the test will be at the end of this week. You can see, I'm going to run down here. Here's test one. It warns you, please don't start until you feel like you're going to do something. Otherwise, you can't just look at it and then go back out. All right. That's how this works. And then the final exam is way down here at the bottom. Again, you can't just go look at it because one, it's not open yet. But two, if you start, it'll force you to finish, right? Or just, yeah, or just have blank answers, right? Okay. And then the cool thing here, I think, is that if you upload your work on the tests, like all of the tests, so keep that, you get a little extra credit. Okay. So if I can actually see your work on the tests, I'll give you a little extra credit for the class. So keep all that and then scan it into one file and upload it at the end of class. Okay, make sure it's all legible because if it's not legible, it's not going to help you get any extra credit points. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started, and we'll be, virtually seeing you in class in general, but you may not have to contact me, but please do, right? If you have any trouble with any of this material. Okay, good luck.